Within the enduring parchment of Bernard Macfadden's 1900 treatise, The Timeless Wisdom of the Virile Powers of Superb Manhood, we find not merely words, but echoes of an ancient truth, reverberating through 260 pages of profound insight. This isn't a dusty relic of a bygone era. It's a living testament to the essence of true manhood, the sacred art of semen retention, and the boundless vitality it bestows. Humanity, in its current state, remains ensnared by the ephemeral whispers of fleeting pleasures, tragically ignorant of the insidious perils they conceal. This book emerges as our unwavering guide, a lantern illuminating the treacherous labyrinth of sexual excess and the dark, solitary path of masturbation. It reveals with stark clarity their devastating, often unseen effects on our physical vigor, mental acuity, and spiritual well-being. Within these pages, the richness of the vital fluid and the paramount importance of disciplined exercise coalesce as twin beacons, pointing toward the uncharted territories of manhood's full potential. This is not just a book. It is an invitation, a journey through the very corridors of human potential, an audacious call to wield the formidable power slumbering within and to awaken to an ultimate, purpose-driven life as a man. Join us as we embark on this profound exploration of the timeless wisdom embedded in semen retention, meticulously charting a course toward an existence that transcends the mundane and embraces the extraordinary. This odyssey, guided by the virile powers of superb manhood, rests on a philosophy that posits humanity, though crowned sovereign of the natural world, still languishes in profound obscurity. Our familiarity with transient pleasures, fleeting sensations born of sensual indulgence, absent any real comprehension of their perilous repercussions under unnatural circumstances, stands as the chief contributor to physical frailty. It is the insidious architect of agony, misery, and the pervasive ailments that inevitably accompany deviation from nature's intended path. A man's sexual vigor, therefore, serves as a precise gauge of his overall physical and mental well-being, a barometer of the intricate balance of his bodily and nervous systems. It is a direct reflection of his internal harmony or discord. Consider the fervent patriotism that ignites the spirit of a nation's defender, the burning ambition that propels a dreamer beyond the mundane, the spark that ignites heroic deeds, the profound willingness to make sacrifices that echo through the annals of history. All these manifestations of human spirit, every single one, emanate from the same deep reservoir of nerve energy. This intrinsic energy fuels both sexual prowess and the broader spectrum of manhood. If one were to survey the luminaries of literature, art, or science, a profound thread would emerge, unmistakable, undeniable, a manifestation of robust, commanding virility. The immense nerve energy essential for their monumental achievements is inextricably linked to their conscious or unconscious mastery of sexual instincts. This isn't coincidence, it is causality. Sexuality, woven into the tapestry of great men across history, ensures that man transcends pettiness, selfishness, and indifference. Without this potent, directed energy, men would lack the impulse to provide, to nurture, to shoulder the formidable yet deeply rewarding responsibilities of family. Only when awakened by the profound knowledge of semen retention, by disciplined management of this primal force, do men become gracious, magnanimous, deeply considerate, heralding an ascent into genuine nobility and selflessness. This is the path of confronting what was buried in the dark, truly seeing the shadows of self-sabotage, and beginning to heal. The profound significance of long streaks on semen retention, an enduring commitment to self-mastery, cannot and must not be overstated. Its impact on the very fabric of life is extraordinary, reshaping destinies, forging resilience. When a retainer, a man who has diligently cultivated his vital energies, falls victim to an ailment that weakens his sexual faculties, an immediate, devastating cascade unfolds. It is not a gentle decline, but a rapid, often brutal erosion of his very being. His overall vitality wanes with alarming swiftness, like a candle flickering against a gale. His muscular strength, once a source of pride, diminishes, eroding his physical prowess. His nerves, the delicate conduits of sensation and thought, falter, becoming frayed, unreliable. Unless swift, decisive corrective measures are taken, he stands on the precipice of unavoidable physical decline, a descent into frailty and infirmity. This intricate, undeniable interconnection of nervous, sexual, muscular, and vital forces ensures that the affliction of one system casts its long, menacing shadow upon all the others. They are not isolated compartments, but a single, integrated symphony of life. And when one instrument falls silent, the harmony is shattered. The wise, intentional development of muscles, when pursued with understanding and purpose, bestows a profoundly favorable influence upon the nervous system and all other faculties of the human body. It is a symbiotic relationship where disciplined physical exertion uplifts and strengthens the internal architecture. The sustenance of our nervous forces, the clarity of our thoughts, the steadiness of our resolve hinges on the unimpeded circulation of blood throughout the entire system. Thus, the imperative role of consistent, well-chosen physical exercise in maintaining the vitality of the circulatory system cannot be overstated. It is quite literally the lifeblood of our internal landscape. The mental impact of a potent yet wisely managed sexual instinct reverberates through the realm of human psychology and resonates deeply within male creatures across the animal kingdom. It elevates, imbues with vigor, opens untapped potential, leaving no room for doubt. The strength that emerges from semen retention fortifies a man's prowess across every avenue of existence. It grants an edge, a clarity, a sustained energy unmatched by anything else. The importance of retaining this profound sexual power, using it wisely, with temperate discipline, cannot be overestimated. It is paramount to your existence and your purpose. To lose your sexual power is to lose the power to reproduce your species, and according to the laws of nature, your days of usefulness are past. Decay and death, literal and metaphorical, soon overtake you. Impotence, in a purely sexual sense, extends its tendrils into everything else. It becomes impotence mentally, physically,
socially, spiritually. When this vital energy is squandered, your powers wane swiftly. You may as well be laid away without further notice, potential unfulfilled, legacy unwritten. This is not about abstinence as a moral dictum. It is about the profound energetic discipline required to harness and direct this powerful life force. The true power of masculinity lies not in unchecked indulgence, but in conscious, deliberate management of one's deepest energies. This is the foundation of inner work, confronting the shadow of impulsivity and forging true emotional discipline.
Masturbation, in its unchecked, habitual form, is portrayed in this symbolic narrative as a violation of nature's intrinsic sexual laws, more profound, more insidious than any other transgression committed by man. It is a solitary act, yet in this allegory, its repercussions echo outward, inflicting consequences of the most severe, the most harrowing nature upon the practitioner. It stands as a silent testament to humanity's gravest sin against self, its most clandestine vice, a force depicted as causing deeper sexual degradation, more debilitating physical and mental disease, and a more subtle moral decay than all other imagined forms of depravity combined. Neither in the hallowed halls of Christendom, nor in the diverse tapestry of heathendom, is there conceived any evil that rivals its pervasive nature, its devastating symbolic impact on both body and mind. This malevolent, inner shadow strikes quietly at the idols of our hearts, the hopes we hold for future generations, eroding them from within. If we were to heap together all other vices known to man, the corrosive grip of alcoholism, the venom of deception, the cunning machinations of fraud, the brazen acts of theft and robbery, the brutality of murder, the insidious scourge of tobacco, itself a destroyer, and add to these all illnesses, diseases, plagues, even the horrors of war, they still would not, in this symbolic telling, approach a fraction of the inner degradation and suffering attributed to this quiet, internal war, this shadowed habit called masturbation. A solitary act with societal consequences, a personal shadow cast over collective well-being. Consider the contrast. Behold a robust, handsome youth, clear, sparkling eyes, a beautifully tinted complexion, straight, well-formed limbs, elasticity in his step, a dignified bearing, a physique of symmetrical perfection. He embodies vitality. Yet, let a year, or even a few months pass, this same vibrant young man, perhaps influenced by malevolent companions or mere chance encounters with indulgent culture, succumbs to the isolating grasp of this clandestine vice. When you encounter him again, you recoil, bewildered. Is this the same young man I once admired so greatly? Gone is the radiant glow in his eyes, replaced with dullness. His once symmetrical body appears ungainly, his cheeks sallow, drained of color.
his bearing stripped of grace, stripped of manliness. He seems aged, enfeebled, timid, bashful, shrinking from your gaze as though burdened by an unseen shame. Dark circles beneath the eyes, a subtle deformity in the lower limbs, an air of creeping decrepitude, of moral decay. A narrative unfolds, one words scarcely capture, a harrowing account of the soul's slow collapse. The ego's death, not of enlightenment, but of gradual self-destruction, a descent into the wounded man.
In this unfolding allegory, masturbation is depicted as one of the most destructive vices practiced by humanity, surpassing even common promiscuity in its imagined, insidious, pernicious effects. This vice, in the symbolic narrative, overstimulates natural functions, triggering an excessive, unnatural release of vital energy and swiftly depleting the body's reserves. Consequently, the muscles, once firm, responsive, begin to wither. The nerves lose their tone, their efficiency, and the mind drifts into disarray. A man once vibrant, clear-headed, finds memory fading, judgment skewed, the will itself too weak to resist temptation. The eyes, once windows to a lively soul, dim. The countenance hollows, a vacancy appears, a mask. Appetite diminishes, the stomach falters, nutrition declines, tremors emerge, irrational fears, nameless terrors. The wretched victim endures a wretched existence, aging prematurely, sliding toward a symbolic mental debilitation, a portrait of a life that could have flourished, cut short by self-betrayal, a guilt born not of divine wrath, but of inner collapse, an echo of the soul's own internal judgment. Numerous afflictions plague youth in this symbolic worldview, especially upon reaching puberty, arising from relentless indulgence, a habit that saps vital energies, weakens physical and mental faculties. Nature's design, within this allegory, is for such vital expenditure to be conserved until mature age, and even then used sparingly, with purpose, reverence, for creation, for intimacy. Robust manhood, teeming with potential, succumbs to depletion. No streak, however long, offers immunity from the inner consequences of unbridled indulgence. Sexual intercourse within a committed, loving bond is framed as natural, but excessive pursuit, promiscuous or solitary, is portrayed as a drain upon one's vital force, and the young, in their formative years, bear the brunt of this symbolic damage. Even those who restrain themselves enough to appear healthy may remain unaware of the subtle erosion of vitality, acuity, integrity, the quiet undermining of self. This is the erosion of the shadow self, the unseen trauma of self-neglect. Few other symbolic causes induce as much mental instability, ascribed in old narratives to this internal conflict. While prostitution and intemperance may harm character, this allegory claims Masturbation exacts a far greater toll in imagined degeneration and the rise of inner chaos than any vice of its kind. It ensnares boys in their most impressionable years, a period when the slightest influence leaves a mark, shaping the entire future. It vulgarizes, debases, corrupts in body, mind, sexuality, according to this dramatic moral tale. And in this symbolic lament, the grievous offense against civilization is not the act itself, but the silence surrounding it. Parents, educators avoiding essential conversations, failing to equip young men to face their inner challenges, leaving them undefended before their own shadow. This is the crisis of modern masculinity, where confronting the dark truth is the first step toward healing.
Many men, tragically, move through life under the mistaken, almost deluded belief that their sexual prowess knows no bounds. Week after week, month after month, year after year, they push indulgence to its absolute extreme, convinced their capacity is limitless. Yet nature, unyielding and precise, delivers a grave reckoning for such hubris. The body, like a meticulously crafted chain, draws its strength from its weakest link, and when chronic excess persists, it slowly, insidiously undermines vitality, eroding the very foundation of health. Muscles lose their elasticity, their firmness, their symmetry. The organs, stomach, heart, lungs, weaken, become compromised, and any small predisposition, any dormant shadow of disease finds fertile soil in this state of depletion. So countless men in this symbolic narrative have succumbed and still succumb to wasting conditions born not of mystery, but of inner exhaustion. Excess indulgence drains vital energy, dims ambition, leaves behind a hollow shell where purpose once burned. Some physiologists once claimed that a single drop of semen equals 60 drops of blood in animating power. Whatever the exact measure, this narrative frames the fluid as rich, essential, a distilled essence of the man himself. And the tragedy deepens, for many fail to see the harm. As decline begins, as vigor fades, they blame a cold, a random ailment, anything but the truth within. Self-deception becomes the final barricade between deterioration and healing. In stark contrast, the wisdom of disciplined movement shines as a path of restoration. Muscular exercise, consistent physical activity becomes a force of rejuvenation, supporting the benefits of semen retention and holistic strength. Here, the key principles emerge, translated into the cadence of this philosophy. 1. Normalizing condition. Tailored muscular work restores balance. Whether one is overly fleshy or unnaturally thin, exercise draws the body back toward harmony. 2. Sexual health. Physical culture strengthens digestion, improves circulation, fortifies muscles, and ignites confidence, bringing renewal to sexual function and anchoring the mind in steadiness. 3. Vital effects on the body. Regular movement builds muscle power, nerve power, and fosters a full-bodied health that resonates throughout the organs, a symphony of vitality. 4. Excess sexual energy. For those carrying an overwhelming charge, exercise becomes the outlet, redirecting the raw current into productive, grounded vitality, washing away nervousness, overstimulation. 5. Muscle atrophy. Unused muscles fade, weaken, lose symmetry, and the self declines with them. Vitality follows the muscles into shadow unless reclaimed through effort. 6. Utility of sexual powers. Neglect breeds impotence, literal and symbolic.
The choice is simple: action or atrophy. 7. Circulation enhancement. Exercise propels blood throughout the body, renewing the nervous system, strengthening the sexual organs, and infusing life into every corridor of being. 9. Internal cleansing. Movement becomes an inner bath, a purifying force, clearing stagnation, awakening the nervous system, deepening the richness of conscious sexual experience. And so the wisdom advises, choose movements that strengthen the muscles surrounding the sexual organs for the most profound transformation of vitality and the deepest renewal of masculine force.
To reclaim your innate power, to step fully into the virile self, the journey demands discipline, consistency, a willingness to confront the buried truths within. 1. Under no circumstances neglect the gradual, invigorating practice of cold water. Morning and evening, a complete sitz bath after exercise awakens, shocks, revitalizes the system. 2. Incorporate regular, purposeful exercise, but begin with moderation. Too much effort depletes more than it builds. Deep breathing, long contemplative walks ground you, connect you to primal rhythms. 3. Avoid overeating at all costs. Better to eat too little than too much. Choose nourishing foods. Eat slowly, mindfully, chewing thoroughly, honoring the body as a temple. 4. Maintain regular bowel movements through conscious inclusion of laxative foods. This internal cleansing ensures the free flow of vital energy. 5. Do not allow worry to consume you. Worry is a silent thief, draining energy, offering no remedy. Practice presence, gratitude, the stillness that strengthens the inner core. 6. Guard yourself fiercely against indulging in lewd thoughts. Dwelling there accumulates wasteful energy, feeds depletion, traps you in a cycle of loss. Keep the mind engaged, stimulated, occupied with meaningful pursuits. Cultivate a rich inner world, directing attention toward creation, toward growth. 7. When the mind fixates on sexual matters, it triggers an unnatural surge of secretions beyond design. This mental preoccupation drains the system more profoundly than natural nocturnal release. The body becomes overwhelmed, unable to reabsorb energy at the pace it is produced, leading to exhaustion and loss of potential. Remember, sexual connection within a sacred, committed bond is not condemned here. It is natural, beautiful, an expression of love, respect, mutual devotion. What destroys vitality are the shadow behaviors: habitual solitary indulgence, promiscuity, infidelity, the chase for fleeting pleasures, every form of excess. These are the drains, the forces that erode physical, mental, spiritual well-being. These are the shadows we confront, not to condemn, but to understand and transcend. for those ready to explore the raw truths of masculine psychology, love addiction, rejection, the shadow self. The work begins here, not by chasing the light, but by facing what was buried in the dark. If this descent into masculine healing resonates, like this content and subscribe to Dark Truth Therapy for deeper revelations. It is time to confront your truth.